Hello, my friends. Welcome to Mixed Level Yoga with Marcy. Today's class is the first in a series of 4 where we explore the element of fire in the body. In today's class specifically, we move in ways that encourage cleansing and metabolization. Fire has that property, and we need fire in order to metabolize not just our food, but our thoughts and our emotions and our lived experiences. And the beauty of the gift of fire is that it cleanses as it works. As food moves through our intestines, for example, the fiery process allows for our body to choose what serves and what doesn't. Fire is a transformative element, and I think that today's class will give you a real felt sense of the power of fire in you and how to use it and to cultivate it to really support you in your life. So I'm glad you're here. Enjoy the class. Welcome. And, make yourselves comfy if you aren't already. Yeah, if there's some exhalations that want to be audible, maybe we'll just do a couple of those together. And if your body feels like it's still in bed right now, maybe you want to give yourself a little morning stretch. Just to say hello, body. Welcome. We're going to do a little yoga. Yeah, let yourself kitty paws. Whatever. Yeah, great. Arriving into the space of this beautiful body that is yours for as long as you're here, your vehicle to have your life experience in. Spirit in a body. So as you let yourself begin to settle, let the pelvis begin to find some weight, let gravity work on this area of the body. With an inhalation, the spine can find a little length without forcing, just from a deep internal place. Like you were letting light in between your vertebrae. A little bit of space. And maybe your eyes are closed and maybe they're open. And letting your hands just fall where they do. And noticing the rise and fall of your own breath. And thus we arrive. And you can feel free to keep your eyes closed or open. Then I'm just going to talk a little bit about the theme of today's class. We're going to be working in the 4th universal principle of alignment today. Today is class 1 of 4. The element is fire. So we'll be exploring fire in the next 4 classes. And as I say that word fire, you can just notice what that evokes in you. Of course, we are having a time in California of seeing the tremendous, devouring, destructive power of fire. And fundamentally, fire clears the path for new shoots to grow. And it will clear whatever's there, right? If there's fuel. In our bodies and multiple systems, the element of fire is absolutely essential. It keeps our bodies warm. It fuels our digestion. Without fire, we can't digest our food. We can't digest our thoughts. We can't digest our emotions. We can't metabolize the life experiences that we are having. You know, when you come from an experience, for example, and there's a lot of life experience in it, you need your fire to help you process that. Fire corresponds with the third chakra, and you may want to bring a hand there right now just to make contact and connection. And you can see where it lives in the body. It's right there where your digestive organs are, your liver, gallbladder, in that same general space. It's a place of personal power and will. And so we're gonna move in this area, work in ways that support our fire. Without further ado, let's bring our hands together in front of the heart. Take my further ado back for now. Because what do I know? I'm just sitting in the seat of the teacher, just for the moment. All right, we're all teachers. We're all our own teachers, too. Let's join our voices for the sound of one Om, because we're getting a late start. So exhale fully. Deep inhalation. I invite you to come right forward into the pose of a child, Balasana, with your third eye on the earth, on the ground, on your mat, your earthy mat. And here in Balasana, the invitation is to give yourself a moment to call up an area in your life where you might need a little stronger fire, a little more fire support, either to get something done or to have an uncomfortable conversation. Good. Nice. And then let's come on up to hands and knees. Make the hands wide and the fingers. And turn the palms so that your index fingers parallel to the outside of your mat. Good. And then start to bring in a little of your cat and cow. Exhaling as you draw navel towards spine, letting the head go. Inhaling it through. And exhaling. And inhaling. Letting the breath support you. Beginning to sort of liberate that area of the body where the fire element lives in the chakra system, creating space there, inviting. Good, and now walk your knees back, walk the fingers forward, and take yourself back into puppy pose. And from puppy, we're just going to flow this a little bit. And so you do you find what feels good here. And then you're going to inhale, bringing elbows out to side to come forward into kind of a gentle up dog, and then back to puppy. Exhaling back to puppy, inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Following your own flow here. Oh, I forgot to do the Kapalabhati breathing. There
was like, we're going to start with that, and then I completely spaced it. Oh, well. Maybe we'll do it later. The thing is, you can't really do it at the end of the practice because it's really energizing, you know? So if you do it then and then you get into your Shavasana, well, it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll try it out. We'll just see what happens. All right, come back to neutral. Take the knees wide. Bring the toes together. We're going to thread our needle. Press into the left hand. Inhale, right, open to sky. Take a moment here. Make some micro movements. Find what feels good, and then on the exhalation, thread it on through. Come up onto fingertips of the left hand. Oh, yeah, if there's a sound. Oh, there's always a sound. And micro movement in the hips. Yeah. And then inhale, press back into that left hand, take the right hand high. Exhale it down. Find your right hand and press into it as you inhale and lift. Left hand pressing into knees. Take a moment here just to find your opening. And then exhale, thread it on through. Hello. Come onto fingertips of the right hand. Make a sound on the exhalation. Let that come from wherever it needs to come. Micro movement in the hips. Good. Inhale, press into that right hand. Take the left hand high again. And exhale it down. Walk the knees closer together and kickstand your right leg behind you and take the left foot out to the side. I hope I said that right. Hope that makes some kind of sense. Time to take off the socks. Good. Nice. Feel a gentle draw in towards your midline and then press through feet to reach. Maybe reaching up towards sky, maybe finding over the ear, maybe even circling your hand. Maybe even small, gentle circles, just finding some freedom and some movement here. Oh, yeah, maybe there's more sounds that want to come out. Oh, and if you find a spot that really feels good and you just want to explore it, stay there. Reaching through feet, knee, hand, crown of head. Oh, my goodness. And exhale to come out. Turn yourself back to tabletop position, and then we'll take the other leg into kickstand. The other leg comes out wide. I don't know which leg you're doing, but okay. Pressing into the hand, pressing into the knee, reaching through the foot. Begin to find your stretch here today in this moment. Maybe there's some circling in that arm. Maybe there's some exploration with the upper body, twisting in and out. And then if you find a stretch that you just want to really get into, pressing through hand, foot, knee, stretching through fingertips and crown. Oh, does this feel good to anybody?
So good.
So good. Right? Okay, cool. Inhale to come out when you're ready. We'll cross our ankles and then sit it back to do something that might feel less good. No. Well, all right. You know the drill, right? We're going to get into our core. We're going to bring in a little fire. So feet out front, knees bent, hands underneath knees. Let's just take a moment to, cat-cow the spine with the breath. Notice which feels better. For me, when I come into, which one is this? Cow? It's like, eh. But when I collapse my spine, I'm like, yeah, baby, that's where I want to be. So it's kind of where your energy is at. Find neutral. Good. And then on your inhalation, you're going to sort of lean it back, lift left foot, activate toes. Notice where in your belly engages, what deep muscles there.
probably the psoas, and then exhale that down. Inhale the other foot, active toes. See if you can lift up through heart. Be easy in the breath. Exhale that down. First side again, lift, hold, notice the belly. Maybe a little more lean backward. Take the other foot up, Ardha Navasana. You can keep your hands right here, come out anytime you need to, or experiment with letting go of a hand, and then maybe another hand. And then in 3-part harmony, we're going to sing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Ha! All right, all the way through and into downward facing dog. That was good, you guys. Yeah, nice and widen the fingers again, creating a stable base. Oh yeah, enjoy. Maybe there's a little pedaling going on through the feet, also known as walking your dog. Yeah, let those sounds come out with the exhalations. Good. Now find center. Put a little softness in the left knee. Take the right ankle above the left knee for a figure 4 pose. Good. Find midline. Take the thighs back. Take that right knee back. And then root strongly through the sits bones down towards the left foot. Maybe the knee moves towards straight and maybe not. Doesn't matter. Figure 4. Inhale to release that. Other side, put a softness in the right knee. Left ankle comes above the right knee. Pressing through hands. Find midline. Inhale, take the inner thighs back. And then here comes in the fire as we root the tailbone, the sits bones down towards the feet. Press through hands. Good. Inhale it out. Look between the hands and walk your feet forward. Woo! Maybe you need to release that through the hands and the fingers with soft knees. I know I do. It's probably from pushing the shovel with my hands, like without really moving my arms much. It's like, okay. Bring some energy into the toes and gently draw the ankles and shins towards one another. As you inhale, the heart forward. Exhale, fold inward. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold inward. 1 more time. Inhale, forward. This time, let's keep it. Press into the feet. Rise up with a long, straight back. And hello. Exhale, hands to heart. Oh, yeah. We all got up into the hot zone. Thank you for asking, because I had already forgotten. All right, welcome to standing. Yep, here we are. So let's just take a moment, maybe a gentle rocking in the feet to feel into the toes. Lift and spread toes, make them wide, and then do the rocking again and see how that's different. How much more stable you are on your feet when you got your yoga toes on. Yeah. It's also a great way to keep your feet from getting those bunions that happen on the inside of that big toe. All right. Let's find center, find the breath. I'm going to take you through the universal principles of alignment. So breath opening to grace. Let yourself open. Now lift and spread toes, bring in muscular energy into the legs and fan those back down. Bring hands to the front of the thighs and gently melt the thighs in, back, and apart, feeling the sits bones widen. Now, external spiral, or my words, outer spiral, inner spiral, outer spiral, yes, begins here at T12 at the base of the spine, and it moves in this way. So inner spiral moves this way, outer spiral moves this way, and what happens is it draws the sits bones back in together and down. It goes all the way down to the outside of the feet. So oftentimes when we overdo outer spiral, and then that brings our hips forward. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep that inner spiral going and then bring in the outer spiral. Notice how different that is. It draws the tailbone down, it draws the sits bones down without compromising the water element in our body. It creates a container and a structure instead so that the water can flow more swiftly, really. It's supportive. All right, so that's sort of the feeling of it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. So we'll just...
You say the outer spiral is initiated from higher?
Yes, it's initiated right here from T12, and it moves down the body. So whereas inner spiral opens us into the depths, the infinite depths of the universe, outer spiral takes us back in kind of like to a point. So it takes all that energy and it focuses it again. That's why fire, the element of fire is so important if we're going to get anything done. It's directional. It takes us right to where we're headed, right? It's like a vector. Fire moves directly, if it's got fuel kind of thing. Water's kind of like, whoa, where's the lowest point? I'm moving. Okay, so let's engage all of that. And then bring your hands here in front of your solar plexus and envision your inner fire. And we're going to take that inner fire, we're going to draw it right on up to the big old ball of fire in the sky that makes life possible. We're going to join them together and then exhale and bring that back down. The power of the sun back into our own inner power. Yeah, we don't do photosynthesis, but we still rely on the sun, right, for everything. And then one more time, just take that ball and bring it up. And on the exhalation, hands come forward, cactus arms. All right, so all of the actions need to be engaged in the lower body. So lift and spread toes, take your inner spiral, thighs back and apart, and then bring in that outer spiral, which draws the sits bones back towards one another and down. Feel how that engages actually your core strength. Keep that engaged, and we're going to turn from above the navel like a little periscope. And then inhale it, take it the other way. Good. Inhale it out. Nice job, everybody. Come to the top of your mats. Shake out anything you need to. Good. Inhale, hands high. With soft knees, exhale, forward fold. Oh, making that sound. Oh, yeah. Inhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Wide fingers. Soft knees. Take the right ankle in front of the left knee. Pressing into the hands. Find midline. Inhale, thighs back. And then bring in the fire. Root through the tailbone. Root through the sits bones down. Inhale to come out. Soft knee in the right leg. Left ankle above the right knee. Find midline. Inhale, thighs back. And then exhale, drawing those sits bones closer together and down. Oh. Good. Inhale to release. Take the right leg high. And exhale that foot between the hands for a lunge. Enjoy your lunge. Press through feet, get long through crown. Good. Press into the hands, step it back, plank position. Come on down onto your bellies. Bring fingers out into cactus cobra. And power up the legs just enough. Root the tailbone strongly. Inhale, heart comes forward and up. Find your cobra. Exhale to come out. Press into the hands. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale that foot between the hands. Find your lunge. And as you press through the feet, get long through the crown. Good. Back foot meets front foot. Inhalation.
Draw ankles and shins towards one another. Let go of the head. Make a sound. Deep bend in the knees. Utkatasana. Reach it forward and up. The thighs go back, and then root the tailbone down. Press into the feet. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, we're going to do Vrikshasana, which is tree pose. So let's go ahead, and you can turn to face whatever you'd like to find your drishti point. Everybody's looking out the window not everybody, many people. All right, let's begin on our right foot. So find your breath. And bring awareness and weight into your right foot. Lift and spread toes. Make the standing leg strong. Take weight out of the left. Start to bring it up wherever you're going to practice, whether it's ankle, shin, or up in the thigh. You've got your drishti point. Hands together in front of the heart. Okay, so find midline. Feel the hug of the foot and the leg. And then if your foot is in your thigh, use that to give yourself the inner spiral, to draw it back. Bring in the water. And we're going to ground it down with the outer spiral. So you're going to feel the sits bones move towards one another and root down into the foot. Yeah, it's an anchor. It's like throwing out an anchor. Then you can lift the hands. Maybe shift your drishti. Exhale to come out. Nice, everybody. Yeah, I thought.
Drishti was moving with the wind.
That's good, actually. That's really nice. And if you can stay stable with a moving drishti, that's a high level of yoga practice right there. Woo! All right, thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, so let's try the other. Let's find our breath and bring weight and awareness into your left foot. Lift and spread toes. Make the standing leg strong. Take weight out of your right foot and bring it in where you're going to practice. It's at the ankle, the shin, or maybe up in the thigh. Using your drishti point to stabilize you, your gaze. Hands together in front of the heart. Pause, breathe. Then find midline again. Feel a hug to the midline with foot and leg. And then if your foot is up in the upper thigh, use that to draw it back. Let the water flow. And then contain the water by drawing sits bones back towards one another and down into the standing foot. When you're ready, you can open the branches of your tree. Maybe the heart lifts here. Gentle draw of the chin back. Maybe you're shifting your gaze. You know, maybe a big wind is coming. And then exhale to come out whenever you're ready. Bounce, shake, and come on back to the top of your mats. Find your feet, find your breath. Inhale, hands up. With soft knees, exhale, forward fold. Active toes, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hand, step it back to your downward facing dog. Here's my cheat sheet. Okay. Put a little softness in the left knee. Take the right ankle above the left knee. Active toes, figure four. And find your figure four. Enjoy your figure four. Maybe there's a little micro movement you want to do here. And then inhale it out. Soft bend in the right knee, left ankle above, right knee, active toes, pressing into hands. Play with your figure four. Good, and then exhale to release. Inhale, right leg high. exhale, foot between hands, and you may want your blocks for this. Sorry. Bring hands onto blocks on medium. Find your breath, find midline, find length. And then on the inhalation, lift the front toes to straighten the front knee, maybe bending back knee for a little, a little something, something. Yeah? Yeah. Let's just hang out here for a few breaths. Let this space receive the invitation. And if it's too much, back it off. You do you. Okay. Inhale, bring it back into a lunge. Move your blocks. Plant the hands, step it back, plank position. Press the floor away. Find your center of power. That's the cleansing fire. Part of digestion is taking in what nourishes and leaving the rest behind. Bring on down the knees and chest. Tack the toes. Power up the legs just enough. Root the tailbone. Inhale. Shoulders towards ears to lift heart. Cobra. Exhale, tuck toes. Press into hands. Downward facing dog. On the next inhalation, pressing into hands, lift left foot high. Exhale that foot between the hands for a lunge. Bring hands to medium height or high on blocks and find your lunge. Feel that gentle hug to midline with the legs, pressing through feet, long through crown. Good, and then on the inhalation, we're going to lift the toes of the front foot and move that front knee towards straight, back knee bending. Active toes on the front foot, you can feel like you're pressing on the gas. Long in the spine, heart reaches forward. And we'll stay here for a couple breaths if that feels okay to you. Coming out anytime you need to, or backing it off. Or even taking it further if there's a little more. Good, and inhale to come out. Move the blocks. Press into the hands, step it back. Plank position. And then come on down. Hands into cactus cobra. Strong legs, rooting tailbone. Inhale your way up. Exhale it down. Open your right arm out to the side. Lift the back left foot and roll yourself to open that front shoulder. Woo! Your foot touches your neighbor's body or space or mat. I'm guessing that's what that sound was. But what do I know? Inhale your way back. Open left arm out. Come onto right fingertips. Lift right toes, bend right knee and take it around. Get into the front of the shoulder. Notice how different the two sides are. Like, what? And inhale your way out. Wonderful, wunderbar. Let's transition through puppy. Give yourself a moment in puppy, coming onto tented fingers. Good. Pressing into hands, tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Look between the hands, jump step, float your feet forward. Take a breath here. Let go of the head. Active toes. Inhale, heart forward. And come on up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, Vrikshasana 2 with a twist.
What's that going to be like? All right, shall we start on our, which foot? Left foot. All right, find your breath. Oh, yeah. Let's find our breath again. That's wonderful. Lift and spread toes. Make the standing leg strong. Take weight out of your right foot and bring it on in wherever you're going to practice in this moment. Maybe different than the last one. Okay? Sure, hands together in front of the heart. Ooh. Finding the midline with leg and foot. And then drawing that inner thigh back for your inner spiral, letting the waters flow. And then drawing those sits bones in towards one another and down towards the standing foot. Okay, you may have felt how the pelvic floor lifts when you do that. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, bring your hands to your fire center. Find the ball of fire. Inhale, reach that ball of fire to meet with the sun. And then exhale, hands forward into cactus arms. Nice. The lower body is hooked in. We're going to turn the upper body in a twist, keeping the drishti steady. Then maybe the drishti shifts to meet your twist. Okay. I'm whichever, because we're going to do both ways. And then inhale, bring your drishti back, turn the other direction. And then once you're there, shift your drishti to meet. On the next inhalation, move your drishti, and then move the body, and then exhale. The drishti is super supportive. If we do that if we move the gaze while we're moving the body, we could try that next time and just see what happens. It's a little different experience. You okay? Yeah? All right. So other foot, which is now the right foot. But what do I know? All right, so just having fun with you. All right, let's come into our right foot. Find the breath, and then lift and spread the toes. Make the standing leg strong. Take weight out of the left, bring it in, ankle, shin, or inner thigh, wherever you're practicing. You do you. Hands together in front of the heart, if that feels good. Find your breath again, and then find midline. Give a gentle hug to the midline. Imagine or bring the inner thigh of the standing leg back to bring in water to widen the sits bones. And then fire, starting from T12, moves inward and through the front body and down to root and anchor, and also draws the pelvic floor up. And it's cleansing. Now let's find the fireball and draw it up to meet the sun. And maybe your gaze, once it's in the sun, will join with the sun. And then bring it back. And then let your gaze move. And then one more time, inhale it up to the sun. Turn the palms forward, cactus arms. Okay, so lower body should be hooked in with that inner and outer spiral. It's okay if you fall out. See ya. Now I'm going to fall out. Just come on back in. Good. Now if you want to see how the drishti is supportive, you can move the drishti while you move your upper body and see what happens. Like, whoa, that's hard, so let's not do that. So take your drishti back to center, then find your way to center. Keep the drishti steady. Hello. And then turn upper body, then move the drishti to meet. Bring your drishti back. Unwind. And release. Shake that out. Yeah, I like that. Shake it out, making any kind of funky movements that would feel really good right now. All right, and when you're ready, we'll come back to the top of our mats. What? Coming from you, Liz? I can't even believe it. Do you want this one open too to get a little cross bend?
Oh, she would love it. Well, let's give it a try and we'll see. If it gets not nice, you let me know. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels so good.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. All right, front of the mats. Find your breath. Remember, you're just right here, right now. We're working, exploring this element of fire. So press into the feet, lift the hands. Exhale, soft knees, forward fold, make a sound, aha. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Put a softness in the left knee, take the right ankle above the left knee for your figure four. Now we've done this several times, so your body is kind of warmed up to this. So see what it wants now. What's available. Can play with that bent knee, maybe deepening it, straightening, and then release with an inhalation. Soften the right knee, take left ankle above right knee. Play here, active toes. And inhale to come out. Press into the hands, inhale right foot high, put a bend in the knee, stack it open. Good, and then exhale all the way through the feet. Being mindful, finding stability by drawing legs towards midline, lift up, and bring hands to your fire center. Breathe. Inhale, draw legs to midline. Exhale. Inhale, melt thighs back. And on the exhalation, take your right hand right to the right hip and draw that sits bone down and tuck it under to encourage the movement right into the foot. Press into the feet. Lift your fireball to the sky. Turn palms facing forward, draw it down, cactus arms. And guess what we're going to do?
Twist.
Yeah! Let's all twist towards the left. And you can bring the drishti last. Unwind first with the drishti, then the body to the other side. Bring the drishti. Unwind the body, bring the drishti. Nice. Take your left hand down to the ground. Draw legs into midline once again. And take yourself into a twist. Is that enough, Marianne? Marianne, enough cool air?
Modulation.
Modulation? Yeah, I'm feeling it. I mean, I can feel it moving across the space. Oh, it's a twist. It's a cleansing twist. Yeah, let that left side body get curious about what's up in the sky. And exhale, release that. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Put a bend in the knees, pressing through hands. Stack it open. Oh, yeah. And on the inhalation, we'll take that foot between the hands. Find your way in. Good. On your next inhale, draw legs into midline, and you're going to lift yourself up mindfully, supportedly, into your, let's find the fireball, high lunge. Good. Find the breath. Gentle hug to midline. Inhale, melt the thighs back. Exhale with the left hand and bring in that outer spiral right here through this asymmetry by drawing that left sits bone down, tucking it under, and feeling it press all the way through that front foot. Fireball to the sky with an inhalation. Your fire meeting the great fire. Turn the palms facing forward. Draw it right on down and into the heart. Woo! Let the heart lift as you press through feet. And then on the inhale, we're going to draw the cactus arms towards the right and let the gaze be the last to follow. Inhale at center, turn towards the left, let the gaze be the last to follow. Exhale, unwind, gaze follows. Nice. Right hand comes to mat. Once again, drawing in towards midline, find your way into a twist here. Maybe your left hand comes towards the sky. Let the principles of alignment support you. So draw to midline, inhaling, melting thighs back, exhaling, rooting that front sits bone strongly to come more into your twist. Right side body, curious about the sky. What's all the hype about that sky? It says, good. Inhale, unwind it. Step it back, plank position. And then onto bellies. And find your way into a cobra. And exhale into puppy pose. And if you need a child's pose right now, give it to yourself. Otherwise, tuck the toes, press into the hands, downward facing dog. Look between the hands, jump, step, float, feet. Good. Gentle draw of ankles and shins towards one another as you inhale the heart forward. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. So give yourself a moment to integrate all of that energy movement, to allow your being to be nourished by the cleansing power of fire. Good. And coming to the front of your mats, taking the fireball, feeling your own flame, and then taking it up to strengthen it, to mix it with the origin, the source of fire here in our solar system and on this earth and in this body. Good. Turn palms facing forward. Take weight into your left foot. Lift and spread toes. Make it strong. Weight comes out of the right foot. And you're going to take this into Virabhadrasana 3. So back foot with active toes begins to lift. Stay full in the back body. Gentle hug to midline. Rooting strongly from the left sits bone down into the foot. Good. Bend the front knee. Take it back. Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Micro move all the areas of the body, the shoulders, the hips. Find yourself in this shape and expression. On the inhalation, turn the back foot to be parallel to the back of the mat. Open the hands wide into Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe. Nice. We're going to take the actions. Okay. Isometric draw feet towards one another. Take the right hand to the front of the right thigh and gently melt that thigh back. Feel the melting as the sits bones move back and widen. Now take the left hand to the left sits bone and tuck it down and under. Feel it root through the left foot, pinky toe. Pressing through both feet, open the hands wide. And look out as this warrior who knows how to modulate and use their own fire. You might imagine an area where sometimes the fire comes on too strong. And the invitation to draw it back. And in a place where you need a little more, send it there. Nice. And when you're ready, we'll turn that back foot. We'll come back into our Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to heart. Step it forward. Whoop-ah. Yeah. Okay. Do you want this one? All right.
So let yourself feel for a moment what is moving and pulsing in you, your own state of aliveness. And for this moment, there's nothing to do but feel your aliveness. No dishes, no nothing, just feeling your aliveness. Good. And let's contact again our own inner fire. So bring your hands here. And bring it up to meet source of fire in our solar system, in what is form. Turn the palms facing forward, bring weight into the right foot, lift and spread toes, make the standing legs strong, take weight out of the left and begin to take that foot back, staying full in the back body, feeling the draw to the midline of the legs as you move. Yeah. The thighs move back, and then the right sits bone roots strongly, anchors strongly through that front foot, pinky toe. And then on the inhalation, bend the front knee, step it back. Back foot at a 45. Virabhadrasana 1. You do you. Find some micro movement here to find your best and most delightful expression of this shape. And then when you're ready, on the inhalation, we'll turn the back foot, open the arms wide to Virabhadrasana 2. So we just did Virabhadrasana 3, Virabhadrasana 1, now we're in Virabhadrasana 2. Just like that. Pew! Yoga props. All right. Find your breath. Gentle draw of feet towards one another. Muscular energy, stability. Take the left hand in front of the left thigh and gently melt it back. Take the right hand to the back of the right buttocks and draw that sits bone down and under. Tuck it. Feel it press through that front foot. This area is now deeply supported and engaged with water and fire, muscular energy. Now look out. Master of your own fire. Right, Akis? And then on the inhalation, we're going to turn that back foot and take it back into Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, hands to heart, step it forward. Whoo! How are we doing? Okay. That's a no for today. Kitty cat at the door. Okay, a little more. Just a little more. Inhaling, hands up. Exhale with soft knees forward fold. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, step the right foot back into a lunge shape. Nice. Walk hands into the inside of the front foot, keeping the back leg lifted. Oh, get forward any amount. Oh, get go. Pulling the hips back as the fingertips reach forward. And then as you inhale, walking the hands back, take that front foot to the middle of your mat, activate the toes, and come roll to the outside of the foot without sickling the foot, so that if you step down onto your foot, the shin would be right above the ankle. You could start walking and begin to open that knee out to the side. Draw the heart space forward. How's that feel?
Difficult.
Yeah, it's deep, right? It's a deep thing. Okay, now point the toes and we'll draw it back to Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Untuck the back toes. So the front, you want a line from the front knee all the way out through the toes. Good. Find your breath.
Gentle draw to midline from the outside of the hips. That might take you up and out, and that's fine. And now here we go. We're going to melt it back, melt the inside thighs, the back sits bones widen, and then draw the sits bones back towards one another and towards the back foot. What? Yips. And if it feels good and you want to forward fold it, go ahead. Great. Inhale, walk it up. And from this shape, and you might get into your neighbor's space here, I'm going to send that foot through, come to the inside arch of the outstretched leg into a Bridget's cross. And here once again, find your breath. Draw legs in towards midline, melt thighs back, and then strongly root, especially the upper leg, strongly root that sits bone out through the foot, and then find your twist. And you can stay high in your twist. This is a cleansing moment. And or you can walk your upper body forward any amount or none at all. Ah, my goodness. And when you're ready, use the hands to walk yourself up and out. Take that front knee back into Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, pigeon pose, and put a bend in the back knee. Press into the left hand to reach the right hand back for that ankle, if you can reach it. Find the draw to midline. That right sits bone moves back towards the heel, and then root the left sits bone down. Oh, and feel how that opens the front body. Exhale to release. If it's available and it feels good, you can reach the left hand around now to find your foot. Okay, draw to midline, melt the thighs back, root down through that front sits bone, and find a little twist here. Inhale to unwind. Pose with child. Yeah, let yourself rest for just a moment, a few breaths. Let that stuff integrate. It's a deep cleansing, washing series we just did there, sequence. And when you're ready, we'll come to hands and knees. We'll take that right foot between the front hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and walk hands to the inside for a little gecko. And as fingers move forward, hips move back. Let the breath be steady. If and when you're ready, we'll walk the hands back. Walk that front foot to center, activate the toes, and without sickling the foot, we'll start to take the right knee out towards the right. Heart moves forward. Breathe. Breathe into sensation. Support yourself with the breath. Good. Nice modification using blocks. And then we'll take it back. Yes. Straight line from knee out through toes. Walk the back knee back. Bring it on down. Untuck the toes. Pause. Breathe. Then draw in towards midline with the outside of the hips. On the inhalation, melt the thighs back. Widen the sits bones. On the exhalation from T12, outer spiral. Spiraling it down. Sits bones move towards one another and down to anchor yourself in. If it feels good, you can come into a forward fold. Inhale, walk it up. We're going to take that right foot all the way through for a Bridget's cross. Back foot comes to the inner thigh. Come onto tented fingers. Find your breath. Gentle draw of legs to scissor towards one another. Imagine the melting of the thighs back and then strongly rooting outer spiral. Here's the fire. Here's the anchoring, the cleansing. The front sits bone, the one that's on the ground. Root it through the foot. With all of that engaged, you can decide whether or not you want to walk your upper body forward or keep it right where it is. Notice how the inner organs here are getting a deep kind of like you're twisting the dish rag kind of a feeling. My bladder's like, hey, I'm right here. Remember me? Inhale to unwind yourself when you're ready. We'll bring that front knee back into your pigeon pose. Find your breath. Feel the draw to midline. Melt the thighs back. Root the front sits bone and put a bend in the back knee. Reaching back with the left hand if that works for your body. Left sits bone moves towards the left heel. Root through the front sits bone, right sits bone. A little thigh stretch. Okay, unwind it. And if it feels good, you can try to take it into a twist. Same rules apply, right? Gentle draw to midline, inhaling thighs back, exhaling, rooting that front sits bone strongly, and see how that liberates, that lower body anchoring liberates the upper body to move more freely, to support the cleansing potential here. Good. Inhale your way out. Take the foot back. Pose of a child. Maybe take a block to support your third eye. Woo! And an invitation here, a cooling breath, would be to make the shape of an O with your lips. And on the exhalation, breathe through that O. Inhale through the nose or the mouth, maybe the nose. Exhale through the O shape. Cool down your fire. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the O shape. And one more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the O shape. If you're ready, you can transition from here to getting onto your backs. I'm going to close this window. We'll get on our backs, do anything you'd like to on your backs before you get into Shavasana. So if there's a twist, well, we've done a lot of twists, a little mini bridge, a little happy baby, or maybe you're just like, no, I'm just gonna put my clothes on now, thanks, get on my back. Whatever it is. This practice, even though I'm up here in the seat of the teacher, your teacher is you. Your ultimate teacher, the one to listen to and abide by. And when you are settled, I have a sweet little poem to share.
Becky likes the fire. Ilona, I'm going to put your head on a blanket instead of that high bolster. Let's try that. Mm-hmm. Better? Yeah. Does anybody need anything, like an eye bag? Blanket.
That sounds good.
Okay, a couple of blankets. Okay, of course it is. You know it. Here we go. Here we go. Feels good, right? Yeah, this is the moment to give yourself all the creature comforts so that you can allow yourself to melt as fully as possible. Welcome. You need a cat? You have to negotiate that with Mariana. All right, my friends. Here's a poem by Judy Brown. What makes a fire burn is space between the logs, a breathing space. Too much of a good thing, too many logs, packed in too tight, can douse the flames, almost as surely as a pail of water would. So building fires requires attention to the spaces in between, as much as to the wood. When we are able to build open spaces in the same way we have learned to pile on the logs, then we can come to see how it is fuel and absence of the fuel together that make fire possible. We only need to lay a log lightly from time to time. A fire grows simply because the space is there, with openings in which the flame that knows just how it wants to burn can find its way.